Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Deacon and Finn make a grisly discovery in the abandoned building, and Steffi senses something is off. The bold and the beautiful Steffi senses something's off with Finn. Liam and Bill discuss moving forward, and Deacon and Finn search the abandoned building. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. In the alley, the homeless man tells Finn and Deacon he saw the woman in their photo go into the building, and he heard screaming until it stopped. He explains it's a vacant building he was told to stay away from, and they'd be wise to do the same. He gathers up his things and runs off. Deacon and Finn decide they have to investigate the building if there's a chance Sheila could be inside. At Forrester, Ridge talks about RJ and Zend making such a good team they could be the future of the company. Steffi's distracted and tells Ridge and Brooke that Finn was quiet last night and this morning. She hopes he's okay. She senses there's something on his mind. I always know when something's off with Finn, even when I have no idea what it is. Brooke thinks he'd tell her if something was wrong. Steffi nods. They've been good, but this morning he seemed quiet and was staring at nothing. It's probably nothing. It must be work. Ridge is sure that's what it is. Steffi muses, the last time I had this feeling, it had something to do with Sheila. At Il Giardino, Liam lunches with Bill and they go over the ladder trying to lure Sheila into prison. Liam's glad they can now come there without running into her. Bill will drink to that. They toast. Bill and Liam talk business and the younger man says he's focusing only on his kids and career right now. Waffling back and forth between Hope and Steffi wasn't good for them, and it wasn't good for him either. He doesn't want to do that anymore. Bill will drink to that too. Liam chuckles that it's good for Spencer's bottom line. He notes that Hope's doing the same thing. Bill wonders if they'll get back together. Liam says they're not thinking about that right now. Bill gets that he wants to stop waffling, but he and Hope are sharing the same mindset, so down the road it could mean something. Liam will never say never, but right now he's prioritizing parenting and Spencer publications. Bill thinks this shows maturity and self-awareness. Clearly he's following his example. Liam tells his dad it means a lot that he always has his back. Bill can't hate on him for falling for two incredible women. They loved you right back, and for good reason. In the abandoned building, dirty fingers can be seen sticking out amongst the trash and old mattresses and blankets. Deacon and Finn enter with flashlights and holler, "Sheila, Sheila," as they search. Deacon chokes. It's awful in here. Like something died. Finn keeps calling Sheila's name and they go over the place being empty for a long time. Eventually they come to a locked gate and spot a rat. Deacon hates the things. Deacon gets Finn to hold his flashlight as he busts the padlock off the gate. They open it and keep hollering. At Il Giardino, Bill tells Liam that having two families is a blessing, not something to feel guilty about. He sees a man who has never shirked his responsibilities and who stands up for the people he loves. Liam appreciates his perspective, but it wasn't fair to Hope or Steffi. He respects them too much to keep choosing between them and changing his mind. He's grateful for the families he has with them. He must have done something right. Bill worries about Liam being happy single. Every time they get together the conversation turns to Hope and Steffi. Liam knows he's right. They talk about how he can change by treating them with the respect they deserve. They talk about what each of the ladies brought to his life. Liam's grateful he got the time with Steffi that he did. But with Sheila gone, nothing is going to tear her and Finn apart. At Forrester, Steffi hates that they still have to keep saying Sheila's name. Brooke wonders if Finn has forgotten about her yet. Steffi says this couldn't be about Sheila. Ridge declares that she's dead and out of their lives forever. He tells his daughter there's no question what happened that night. Sheila is dead and gone. Steffi is glad. God, I was so jumpy that night because of the storm, and then I heard a noise. She relives the night of the stabbing via flashback. She lunged at me and then it was over. She remembers realizing she'd killed her. Sheila Carter was dead. Ridge hugs her. In the abandoned building, Deacon and Finn note it's been weeks as they climb a set of metal stairs. Deacon kicks open a door and Finn says, "You see that? There's something down there. Look." Deacon and Finn make their way down another set of stairs and decide to split up. Finn walks around with Sheila and Steffi's voices running through his mind as he flashes his light on old mattresses and garbage. Stopping near a blanket, he places his hand on it and shouts, "Deacon, hurry up, get in here." Deacon flies in and asks what he's got. They lift up the blanket and unearth a body. Finn rolls it over. It's a bloodied and unconscious Sheila. Deacon gasps, "My God." He takes off her shoe and sock and reveals the foot with the missing toe. "Sheila." Finn cries, "Mom. Mom." In the heart of the city, where neon lights flicker and shadows dance, stood the forgotten edifice, a relic of another era. It loomed over the cobblestone streets like a brooding giant, its windows boarded up, its walls marred with graffiti, and its secrets buried deep within its decaying walls. Deacon and Finn, two intrepid souls with a penchant for adventure, found themselves drawn to its mysterious allure one fateful night. Deacon was the quintessential thrill-seeker, with his tousled hair and mischievous grin. Finn, on the other hand, was the more reserved of the two, his analytical mind always seeking answers to life's enigmas. Together they made an unlikely duo, bound by a shared love for the unknown. As they approached the abandoned building, a chill wind whispered through the empty streets, sending shivers down their spines. The moon cast an eerie glow upon the crumbling facade, casting long shadows that seemed to dance in the night. "Are you sure about this, Deacon?" Finn asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Deacon flashed him a daring smile. "Where's your sense of adventure, Finn? Besides, what's the worst that could happen?" With a reluctant nod, Finn followed his friend through the broken doorway and into the darkness beyond. The air was thick with dust and decay, and the floorboards creaked ominously beneath their feet. Graffiti adorned the walls like hieroglyphs from another world, telling tales of rebellion and despair. As they ventured deeper into the bowels of the building, a sense of unease washed over them like a tidal wave. Every shadow seemed to conceal a hidden threat, every sound a potential danger. Yet they pressed on, driven by a curiosity that bordered on obsession. It was then that they stumbled upon it, hidden away in a forgotten corner of the building, a door, its surface marred with age and neglect. Deacon's heart raced with excitement as he reached for the handle, his fingers trembling with anticipation. With a creak of rusty hinges, the door swung open, revealing a sight that sent shivers down their spines. Before them lay a room shrouded in darkness, its contents obscured by shadows. Yet, even in the dim light, they could make out the unmistakable outline of something sinister. "What is this place?" Finn whispered, his voice barely audible above the pounding of his heart. Deacon shook his head, his mind racing with possibilities. "I don't know, but we're about to find out." With bated breath, they stepped into the room, their eyes scanning the darkness for any sign of movement. It was then that they saw it, a figure hunched over in the corner, its form twisted and contorted in agony. As they drew closer, they realized with horror what they were seeing, a body, mangled and mutilated beyond recognition. The stench of death hung heavy in the air, choking their senses and turning their stomachs. "We need to get out of here," Finn said, his voice trembling with fear. But before they could make their escape, a voice echoed through the darkness, freezing them in their tracks. "It's too late for that, boys." They spun around to see a figure emerging from the shadows. A woman, her features obscured by darkness, her eyes gleaming with malice. Steffi, with her uncanny intuition, had sensed something was amiss from the moment Deacon and Finn had ventured into the abandoned building. Unable to shake the feeling of dread that had settled over her like a shroud, she had followed them, determined to uncover the truth. As she stepped into the dim light, her eyes widened in horror at the sight before her. What have you done?" But before anyone could answer, a deafening roar echoed through the building, shaking its very foundations. The ground trembled beneath their feet, sending them sprawling to the floor in a tangled heap. As they struggled to regain their footing, they heard the unmistakable sound of sirens in the distance, growing louder with each passing moment. The authorities had been alerted to their presence and time was running out. But even as they put distance between themselves and the abandoned building, they knew that they would never truly escape its dark embrace, for in the depths of its decaying walls lay secrets that would haunt them for the rest of their days, a reminder of the thin line that separates the world of the living from the realm of the dead.